Here, first model what you ask, body is kept in contact. Okay. In that model, first basic model is, suppose this is one block. Okay. And it is placed on a horizontal surface. And then suppose placed against a vertical wall. Okay. Number one, keep in mind, Nana, when a body is placed on a surface where it is coming in contact, first try to understand. Number one, it is coming in contact with the ground. Number two, it is coming in contact with the wall. Okay. In these two cases, here I say, since it has some mass, okay, there is some contact force. Generally, we call it as normal reaction. Okay, Newton's third law. Okay, that normal reaction I represent with the letter N. Okay, that normal reaction will be there on the floor, but not on the wall. Okay, but here we will get some doubt. Sir, it is in contact with the floor as well as with the wall. That's why there should be some two normal reactions here. One by the floor, other by the wall. But what I am saying, when a body comes into contact with a surface, okay, this is the surface, comes into contact with a surface, immediately after coming in contact, the normal reaction won't act, Nana. Okay, normal reaction is reaction. Reaction will be developed only when there is an action. So here, action means, since it has some mass, in gravity, some gravitational force will be there, which is mg. Due to that mg, it tries to press the floor. Okay, then immediately, since there is an action, immediately reaction will be developed. Okay, that reaction by the floor will be here in its name, normal. Normal means perpendicular to the surfaces in contact, perpendicular. The normal reaction will act in opposite direction to the action. Okay. Here, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's why in magnitude, N is equals to the opposite component, what you are getting, that is perfectly mg. So weight, the magnitude of weight we write in general. But here, even though it is in contact with the wall, there will be no normal reaction, Nana. Why? Because here, when it is kept in contact with the wall like this, okay, it is the wall, weight acts down. So action is on the floor, not on the wall. Okay, and that too I am not applying any force here. This force is equals to 0. Means there is no action. There is no action means there will not be any reaction. That's why here normal to the surfaces in contact, the reaction will be, that is normal reaction, N equals to 0. That's why normal reaction is one internal force developed between two surfaces, keep in mind, only when there is an action. If there is no action, no reaction. Okay. So here in the same way, when you come to, this is basic concept. And keep in mind that normal reaction is developed between the surfaces in contact tangentially. Sorry, normal to the surface, Nana. That's why that normal reaction is a property of two surfaces. Okay, actually here there is no normal reaction. So if you come to this case, that normal reaction not only act on the floor, but also on the body. Then when you come to the numericals, you have to understand one concept here, that normal reaction when body is kept in contact. Okay. Here, whatever you drew that normal reaction, this is the reaction on the body, Nana. This is on the body. Okay, by the floor means free body diagram drawing, separating the two surfaces in contact separately. Okay, so that normal reaction, don't think wrongly, here acts only on the block. Why? Because it is a contact force, Nana. Contact force, but normal to the surface. Okay, perpendicular to the surfaces in contact. So here that normal reaction, keep in mind, not only acts on this surface, but also acts on the other surface in exactly opposite direction. This is the normal reaction on the flow. Okay, so one towards the body, other towards the floor. So that normal reaction, when you come to free body diagram, everywhere we have to draw Nana. Okay, so it is just like action and reaction. Normal reaction acts not only on the body but also on the floor. Okay, and that normal reaction, when you come to numericals, okay, it is considered as an internal force. Okay, internal force means like tension in the string, Nana. Tension in the strings. Okay, so here tension in the string is the internal force. Normal reaction is also an internal force. That's why what I'm trying to say here, that normal reaction is not giving any displacement to the body. Then in that case, the work done by normal reaction and tension in the string, both equals to, I have to say, 0, Nana. Okay, and don't get confused. That tension developed in the springs, in spring. Okay, generally we write T, the tension which is the restoring force, write it as Kx generally. Okay, and then tension we call it as restoring force, Nana. F is equals to Kx, right? In case of spring, the disadvantage is, okay, when there is some tension, Kx is acting on the body, the spring tries to elongate. Means the force, whatever the internal force, is giving some displacement to the spring. Okay, giving some displacement, it elongates. In case of extendable springs or strings, in that case, we write work done is not equal to 0. Okay, that work done in springs, generally what you write, the force is there, displacement is there for the spring. So we write it as integral f dx. Why? Because force is not constant, Nana. It is depending upon x. X changes, so force changes. That one, you know, by putting kx here, you will get half kx square after integrating this part. This is the work done. But generally, when you come to numericals, in most of the problems, what we take, the string is inextensible, even though he did not give that in numericals. We consider the string as inextensible. Okay, inextensible means there is no extension. There is no extension means displacement for the spring is equals to 0. Displacement equals to 0 means, then in this case I write the work done by the tension, which is T dot S, equals to 0. Okay, if there is no displacement, then here for the string which is inextensible, there is no extension. Displacement means what I am saying, Nana, suppose if you take it as a rubber card and if you pull it, then immediately the rubber cord will be elongated. In that case, you are finding out some elongation like E. Okay. In that case, if there is some elongation to the string, then the work done is not equal to 0. Again, we have to come to this model. W is equals to integral f dot dx. Okay. Then here in this case, Nana, the advantage when you come to inextensible, there is no extension, inextensible string. Okay. There I write work done equals to 0 means T dot S is equals to 0. This is one shortcut when we come to constraint motion. That's why I'm explaining that concept. Okay. Why? Because you asked constraint motion also. T dot S is equals to 0. And suppose this one is not fixed at the other end, it tries to move with some velocity. In that case, if I differentiate this equation, I will get T dot V equals to 0. And one more shortcut here, while pulling this one, if it is having some acceleration, then one more time by differentiating this equation, you will get T dot A equals to 0. That's why when you come to constraint motions, means connected different bodies connected within different ways, in there the tension work done by the tension equals to 0. So in many cases we use this as a shortcut, T dot S or T dot V or T dot A equals to 0. Suppose there are number of strings and number of bodies are connected, sir. Then we write it as the total work done. Total work done means algebraic sum of works done. That is sigma T dot S is equals to 0. Here I write sigma T dot V equals to 0. Here I write sigma T dot A equals to 0. Okay. These are the basics for us before starting our concept, Nana. Okay. The same shortcut when I come to the connected, bodies kept in contact, in that case the normal reaction. Normal reaction is also an internal force and it won't give any displacement to the surfaces like a sponge. Okay, means here generally we take rigid bodies, Nana. When bodies kept in contact means we place like this, while applying some force here, the first body tries to push the second body and the surface we consider as a rigid, it is not compressed. Suppose if you place here one book and there one pillow, this is pillow and it is a book. Okay, and if you apply some force here, the book tries to push the pillow, but pillow has the ability that it can be compressed, Nana. Okay, so the surface is able to compress the pillow means in that case the work done on the pillow by the normal reaction here is not equal to 0. Okay, if you consider these two are rigid bodies, both are rigid bodies means this is one block and that is also another block. Okay, in that case the surface is rigid, it can't compress the other body. It can't compress means in this case the work done by normal reaction we take it as 0. Okay, in the two cases. That's why briefly I explained how to use these basic concepts here for the bodies kept in contact and the basic concept for constraint motion. Okay, and using this concept here, how to do different models in this laws of motion. Okay, in that, for example, again basic model here. First, very simple, you can say the answer. Here, suppose against a wall, only one block is placed. Okay, its weight is mg. And here I am applying the force F. Okay, there you can say, since the force is applied, some action is there, then obviously reaction also will be there. So the reaction by the wall will be perpendicular to the surface, let it be N2. And here weight acts down, so normal reaction from the floor will be there, let it be N1. On the block we are seeing Nana. So if you draw the free body diagram here, this is FBD, free body diagram. Okay, you are finding out on the block, 1 rightwards, number 2 on the block, perpendicular to the surface, this is N2. And here by the floor on the block, it is N1. and this is mg. These are the forces. Okay, and we are considering this is a rigid body. Okay, wall is a rigid wall. While pushing, the block can't move in any direction. Can't move any direction means the acceleration of the block is equals to 0. Okay, acceleration 0 means net force is equals to 0 according to the Newton's second law. Okay, Nana? So since F net equals to 0, along x-axis you can say these two are in opposite direction. Straight away you can say N2 is equals to F, one force. Okay, means if they ask what is the normal reaction applied by the wall, N2 is equals to the applied force. And the normal reaction at the floor, here along y-axis, if you see, the downward force mg is equals to upward force N1. Okay, here we are trying to equate the forces, Nana. Keep in mind, we equate the forces only when the net acceleration equals to 0. That is F net equals to 0. If there is an acceleration, we should not equate the forces in the direction. Okay, here I am not finding out the motion either along x-axis or along y-axis. That's why along x-axis I equate it, the F net to 0. Along y-axis also I equated it to 0. This is one free body diagram. And here if they ask what is the normal reaction, okay, look at the question is not clear, Nana. What is normal reaction? Normal reaction means we found here two normal reactions. What to write, sir? Either mg or F. Means in that case, normal reaction, if they ask, not mentioning like by the wall, by the floor, then we have to take the net normal reaction, Nana. Net normal reaction means here N2 and N1 are, look at there, they are perpendicular to each other on the same block. That's why the net normal reaction here I write root of N1 square plus N2 square. There you can substitute mg and here you can substitute F. Okay, this is one simple model actually. Okay, and then here, okay, keep in mind now later we have to use, this is very important shortcut for the constraint motion. Okay, and then here suppose if I ask, this is one floor smooth, initially we are not considering the friction, and here this is also smooth, and here one ladder is kept against the floor and the wall. Okay, in that case look at, Nana, what are the normal reactions here? Okay, if they ask what is the normal reaction, in this case look at here perpendicular to the surface, this is N1 I have to write, and here this is N2, okay, by the floor. Why? Because it is in contact with the floor, in contact with the wall. Okay, see here what the mistake we did, later you can come to. Okay, here, Nana, look at the weight always acts from center of mass, that is always towards the center of the earth. Generally we take it as vertically down, mg. These are the forces acting. First question here, is it in equilibrium position? I say no. Why? Because look at here, Nana. Along y-axis, I am finding out two forces. One is N2 and other is mg. And the ladder can't fly into air and can't penetrate into the earth. That's why there will not be any motion along y-axis. So F along y-axis net is equals to 0. That's why I have to equate these two, Nana. So N2 is equals to, I write here mg. But look at there, F along x-axis net is equals to, I have to write only N1. Only N1 means this one is suppose not equal to 0. Okay, then here it tries to fly like this, means the stick plays like this, it tries to fly. Generally, it is not possible, Nana. When something is placed against a wall, it never tries to fall like this. Okay, if possible, it tries to slide, keeping in touch with the wall, it tries to fall like this. Okay, so here, if n1 is not equal to 0, it is coming against the practicality. That's why here you can say straight away n1 is equals to 0. Okay, why? Because he said it is in equilibrium. Equilibrium means no force should be there along x-axis. Why? Because there is no counterpoising, means balancing force is not there along x-axis. That you see previously what I told, unless there is an action, there will not be any reaction. Here along x-axis, I did not apply any force. There is no action. That's why there should be no reaction. That's what we got in conclusion here. Okay, in the numerical. Okay, means in problems, what I'm saying. And then here, suppose if you come, blocks are placed like this. This is suppose some 3 kg and it is 2 kg and it is 1 kg here. Okay, the 3 blocks are kept side by side, not one above the other. In that case, if you see here, Nana, suppose some force is applied in this direction, pushing force. Okay, when bodies are kept in contact, we should not apply pulling force, Nana. Then only 1 kg block will move unless they are attached. Okay, so here this is the pushing force. Say some 20 newtons will be there, or 24 newtons will be there. Okay, then he is asking what will be the normal reactions at the surfaces in contact, the blocks coming in contact. Means he is not asking what will be the normal reaction with the flow. Okay, he is asking only the normal reaction at the blocks. Okay, coming into contact. In this case, what we say, Nana, since the normal reaction is the internal force, okay, when you come to the net force on the whole system, appeared force is 24 only, even though normal reaction is there, that is not appeared outside. Why? Because that is the internal force. That's why when you come, F net means what I am writing, external. What will be the external force on the blocks? That external force, here I wrote what equals to 24 newtons, okay, to move. Don't argue, sir, 3G is also appearing force, or 2G, means mg, what I'm saying. 3 into G, 2 into G, 1 into G, they are also appeared forces, weights, they are not internal forces, sir. Yes, they are not internal forces, they are the appeared forces, but they are coming along y-axis. He is not asking what will be the normal reaction along y-axis. He is asking the normal reaction between the surfaces in contact here. Okay, in that case, F external is equal to 24. That implies you can say the acceleration of the whole system which are in contact equals to the net external force by the total mass of the system. Okay, using your Newton's second law of motion. External force is always equals to total mass of the system into acceleration. Okay, so A is equals to, here you can write F net is equals to 24 by total mass will be 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, that is 6. So acceleration you are getting 6 for the 24. But actually it is not the question what he asked. Okay, what he asked, find out the normal reaction between the surfaces in contact here and there. Okay, then that you will get internal force not appeared here externally. We have to come to free body diagram. Anywhere to find out the internal forces in numerical, we have to draw the FBD. That is very important for us. So here in FBD case, if you come, this is 3, it is 2, and this is 1. Okay, we are neglecting the normal reactions here. and the applied force straight away on 24, on 3 kg block, which is 24. Okay, that 3 kg is trying to, 1 minute, Nana. That 3 kg trying to push the 2 kg block here, Nana. That's why here immediately the 3 kg applies some normal reaction on 2 kg block. Okay. But these two are in contact means the same normal reaction should act on 3 kg also, but in opposite direction. Okay. Here we are drawing horizontally. Why? Because we have to draw the normal reaction perpendicular to the surface. So perpendicular to the surface, it is N1. So here you can say what is N1 between 3 and 2. Okay. So here the net force acting on 3 kg block in FBD, free body diagram, we write net force. It is trying to move towards right with an acceleration A. And here the net force towards right means 24 should be greater than N1 to rightward force. So 24 minus N1 is equals to, I have to write F net. F net is equals to M into A, 3 into acceleration. That is 24 minus N1 is equals to 3 into 4, 12. 4 3s are 12. So N1 is equals to, I'm getting 12 newtons here. Okay. And with that N1, the second block also tries to move with the same acceleration, Anna. That's what I told. It is not pillow. So there is no compression at the surfaces in contact here. There is no compression. Means whatever the displacement it is getting towards right, the same displacement the 2 kg as well as 1 kg also should get. Okay. So the displacements are equal means the velocities, instantaneous velocities are equal and the accelerations must be equal by differentiating 2 times d square x by dt square. Okay. So the acceleration of the 3 blocks are equal. Why? Because they are rigid bodies. That's why the acceleration of second block is also same. And that acceleration here, how to get there? Look at the 2 kg block in contact with 1 kg also. That's why the 2 kg block tries to push the 1 kg block with some normal reaction N2. Okay. And it tries to again. Why? Because normal reaction is the internal force and it should act on the 2 blocks in contact. So N2 in opposite direction, this is N2. Okay. So if you see either the second or the third, anyone if you see, why? Because all the 3 are moving with the same acceleration. To find out N2, I think it will be easier for us. Which one? The last one. So if I come to last free body diagram, here I can write the force F net is only N2 on that towards right. And that F net is equal to M into A. M is 1 into A. Acceleration is 4 equals to N2. That implies N2 is equals to, I'm getting 4. Okay. Sir, why don't I use the 2 kg block, sir? Yes, you can use the 2 kg block also. Here, look at, if you come to 2 kg block diagram here, the net force towards right will be N1 minus N2 is the F net. F net is always equals to M into A. M, the mass of the block is 2, 2 into A. N1 already I got 12. 12 minus N2 is equals to 2 into A is 4, 2 4s are 8. Therefore, N2 is equals to, I'm getting 4. Okay. Anyone you can use, Nana. Okay. So in case of the blocks kept in contact one beside the other, not one above the other. Okay. You can solve them after finding out the acceleration here very easily, Nana. How, sir? Okay. If you ask, suppose force is applied on 3 kg block. Okay, straight away without drawing the free body diagram in a short way, immediately I go to the last one. On the last one here between the two surfaces, the normal reaction is here N1, there N2. Here N2 is equals to, straight away I write 1 into A. Therefore, N2 is equals to 1 into A is 4. That is equal to 4. Sir, you are repeating the point again, sir. Same thing you wrote here. No. That is not my intention. Suppose here if they ask the normal reaction between the surfaces 3 and 2. Without drawing the free body diagram, what I assume, the normal reaction acting here, not only pushing the 2 kg block, but also 1 kg block. Why? Because it is in turn in contact with 1 kg. So here, the normal reaction acting on 2 kg is ultimately pushing 2 masses here. That's why here straight away, without drawing the free body diagram here, straight away I write N1 at this surface. Okay, N1 is pushing how many masses? 2 masses. How much is the mass? 2 plus 1, 3. 3 into acceleration. Therefore, this is equals to 3 into acceleration is 4. So that it is equals to 12 newtons. What we got here with free body diagram, N1 is equals to 12. Okay. So if you go through them deeply, you can find many shortcuts, Nana. Okay, to save the time in examination. Right? Here it is also appeared to be easy, but the problem arises when they ask the normal reaction here not along horizontal. Suppose if they are inclined, means suppose if I ask here, this is one inclined surface. Okay, here the angle of inclination, say some 37 degrees or 53 degrees or some angle theta, you take it here. Okay, and there I am placing one block, Nana. Okay, that one how I placed here between two supports. Okay, one rod is sliding on the surface. This is one rod. Okay, this is one rod, and here these are the supports. In between those two supports, it can slide freely without any friction, Okay, in this case, suppose there is no friction even on the floor. If I ask, suppose if I pull with an acceleration or velocity, some 2 meters per second, constant velocity, what will be the velocity of this block, means this rod, okay, which is kept like this on this surface. Okay, when you pull, it tries to come down on the surface, Nana. Why? Because when it tries to move to this position, okay, here, then immediately the rod will try to come in contact somewhere here, like this. Means it is trying to come down here when it tries to move forward. Okay, when it is trying to come down, if they ask what will be the velocity here of the rod, okay, if you use your constraint relations, it will be very hard to find out, Nana. Okay, that's why here I use my shortcut. What I said here, this is not compressive rod, rigid rod, and it is not compressing the surface, rigid surface. There is no displacement for the surface here in contact. Displacement means here compressing displacement or elongating displacement. It is not like a pillow. So here I can use my shortcut word sigma T dot S or T dot V equals to or T dot A equals to 0. Okay. So I'm going to starting to use those shortcuts what I told previously. Okay. Using that shortcut, what I do here, look at, this is the rod and it is the surface in contact with the flow, with the inclined surface. And here, this will be the normal reaction perpendicular to the surface on the rod. It is the normal reaction in contact. Okay. Whereas when it tries to move forward, it tries to come down with some unknown velocity v. That v only he is asking. Okay. This is one surface for the rod. And number two, look at here. This is the inclined surface, and that inclined surface is trying to move forward with 2 meters per second. Here velocity is given. Whereas on the surface, okay, means on the wedge, we can call it as wedge. On the wedge, the normal reaction in opposite direction, it will act perpendicular to the surface like this. Okay, that normal reaction is not compressing the surfaces. That's why I can use the shortcut here. Instead of P, I write normal reaction, internal force. Okay, so here this is the normal reaction and it is the velocity, means I'm going to write n dot v equals to 0. Okay, and here what will be the angle between these two, sir? Very simple. Here for the horizontal surface, it is the corresponding perpendicular. For the inclined surface, it is the corresponding perpendicular. So if the angle between the two surfaces is theta, the angle between the two corresponding perpendiculars is also theta according to mathematics. So here first I am going to write what is n dot v for the wedge. Okay, so here I am writing n dot v means nv cos theta dot product. So nv, n into 2 into cos theta here I write. Okay, and then here what will be the angles, sir? Very simple. Okay, here look at Nana. If I drop one line like this, generally we take mg downwards, then we resolve it into mg cos theta. Okay, on the inclined surface. Here again, these two are the corresponding perpendiculars to these lines. Then the angle between them should be theta. Okay, here the angle between these two lines should be theta. But I require the angle between those two lines. Okay, total angle is 180, so angle should be 180 minus theta between n and v. Okay, so for the rod, here I write first one, I write here n dot v means n into v into cos theta between the two vectors is 180 minus theta, cos 180 minus theta. So which are in contact here, I wrote n dot v and n dot v for the two bodies. Then according to the concept here, the algebraic sum of n dot v should be equal to 0. So what I write next, nv cos 180 minus theta is minus sin theta, sorry, minus cos theta. Am I right? All silver. Yeah, right. Okay, and here I write the angle is equals to, there I write this is n into 2 into cos theta. Okay, then look at here, Nana. Then immediately from n dot v concept, I am going to get plus equals to 0. Algebraic sum I wrote, Nana. So here I am getting minus, means v cos theta is equals to, I am getting 2 cos theta. Therefore, v is equals to how much? I got 2 here. Okay, this is one concept related to what will be the what happened? Hello, are you able to listen my voice, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right, no problem. Then here it is one model. Okay, using n dot v, right? To get more clarity here, Nana, suppose if I ask one more model, what, sir? Suppose here this is one wedge, okay, and here it is placed on a smooth horizontal surface. All the surfaces are smooth, Nana, and here between a wall and this wedge, okay, making some angle, say some theta, right? Suppose I place one rod here like this. Okay. Here my question is, suppose if I pull this wedge with some acceleration A, means wedge one, means this one, with an acceleration A, then what will be the acceleration of this one? Okay, means while pulling, keep in mind, it is always if the rod is in contact with the wall as well as with the wedge. Okay, at that instant means actually it is not possible, Nana. At that instant, or why? Because when it tries to move, the rod is not elongating. That's why immediately it will try to fall down. So at this instant, what will be the acceleration of the rod at the instant when the acceleration of the wedge is A? Sorry, instead of that, better you can take like this, or then it will be in contact. Yes, that is your wish. Suppose if I place the wedge like this, then you can assume it will be in contact all the time while falling down. But the problem is here, it should be a compressive rod. Okay, but again I am considering that is not a compressive rod. Okay, and here it is not fixed since it is moving with an acceleration A outwards. Then here it will try to fall down with what acceleration? I am asking. Okay, my concept is what it is always in contact with these two. Okay, there also you can use here, this is concept of acceleration. You can use here T dot A equals to 0 concept. T dot A means look at what will be the normal reaction here. This will be the normal reaction on the rod. Okay, means it is the normal reaction, and acceleration is downwards. This is the acceleration. Okay, look at here, if I drop one line there, okay, this line is corresponding perpendicular to the horizontal, and the normal reaction is the corresponding perpendicular to the inclined plane. Then the angle here also theta, so that the angle will be 180 minus theta. Okay, and look at here the normal reaction on the wedge. If you see, this is the normal reaction. Okay, that normal reaction here making how much angle with the acceleration? Okay, this angle I think here with the normal, this is perpendicular. Oh, this is theta now. Then with the normal it will be 90 minus theta. Okay, so I think here is it theta or 90 minus theta previously, Nana? It is horizontal and it is perpendicular. So sorry, Nana. Previously we did a small mistake. It is 90 minus theta. Okay, 90 minus theta means this is n into 2. Here we have to take this is 90 minus theta. Cos 90 minus theta means this will be sin theta. Okay, if it is sin theta, this should be sin theta. Then you will get the answer to tan theta, Nana. So all of you understood where we did the mistake here? Okay. Then in the same way here, this time we are not doing any mistake. Here the angle will be 90 minus theta. You will get n dot A. Same thing you will get, Nana. So here n dot A means n into the acceleration into cos 90 minus theta for the first one. And for the rod, look at n and acceleration plus, means I am taking algebraic sum, plus n into A into angle between them is cos 180 minus theta. Okay, so two bodies are in contact. For the two I wrote the algebraic sum equals to 0. Okay, then again you are going to get here A sin theta plus A cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta is equals to 0 divided by n. N taken common and taken to the other hand. So 0 by n is 0. Therefore, a sin theta is equals to a cos theta. He is asking capital A equals to how much, which is a sin theta by cos theta, which is tan theta. Okay, look at all these are the bodies kept in contact. What will be the acceleration? What will be the velocity? Like what will be the displacement? We are trying to find out. Okay, so it is a common application of normal reaction as well as the constraint motion. Okay, and suppose here, whether you understood this concept to apply in the constraint motion. If I ask, suppose like in gyms, by holding two ropes here like this, and the person sitting on the chair tries to pull these two ropes down so that the weight back of him tries to go up. Okay, like it's on gym exercise. Okay, so there in that case, if he is trying to pull down these two strings, consider them as inextensible and massless, Nana. Okay, okay, assume. Suppose with the same velocity v and v, at an instant, each string with the vertical makes an angle. Suppose here theta means the first string and second string theta. Then what will be the velocity of this block? Okay, say some v dash, that equals to how much? Okay, if I ask, and if you don't know this shortcut actually, sigma t dot v or sigma t dot a, generally how we solve this type of questions, sir? For that, what he says, all the times the length of the string is constant, one model. Or else, here the distance between the two pulleys, this is constant. Why? Because both the pulleys are fixed to the, here one support or the roof. Okay. So, while going up, this distance is fixed. Okay. While pulling up, the part of length increases, whereas this part of length decreases. It is not constant. Let it be Z. Okay. And here, while trying to go up, in this right angle triangle, this part of displacement is also not constant. Why? Okay. And that fixed one, I take it as from X. So using your right angle triangle here, what can you write? Z square equals to X square plus Y square. Okay, this is the method generally we see in our books, all books. Okay, so Z square is equal to X square plus Y square means by differentiating you will get a 2Z into dZ by dt equals to X square. This is fixed, Nana, so constant. By differentiating you will get 0. Plus this part is y square, that is not constant. So by differentiating, you will get 2y into dy by dt. Okay. So here, if you cancel 2 and 2, z into dz by dt. The string is moving with what velocity? That velocity he gave it as v. So dz by dt is v equals to y into dy by dt. With what velocity it is going up? That he is asking. So v dash. So v dash is equal to, I am getting z by y into v. Sir, again we don't know z and y, sir. Yes, he gave theta. Na? Then from that you can write here what from the triangle what I require z by y. Z by y means I require sin theta. Na? Sin theta is equals to cos theta equals to adjacent side y by hypotenuse z. So z by y is equals to 1 by cos theta. Of course, that is secant theta. Okay. So v dash equals to what you are getting, Nana? V into z by y, that is v by cos theta or v secant theta. Okay. This is one procedure how to solve. Okay. Or how to use every time we can't predict this type of assumption. This is actually assumption only for this type of model. Okay. Likewise, if you take another model, you will get different assumption, Nana. So problem to problem, the assumption will be changed. That's why generally when you come to the constraint models, the student will feel difficulty while solving the numericals. That's why to avoid the difficulty for any constraint motion, okay, I use only one shortcut, not different models here. That is what, since the string is inextensible, I can use a t dot v, algebraic sum of t dot v is equals to 0. This is my method. This is textbook method and this is my method. Okay, in my method here, what can I do? Look at the diagram, Nana. Here, this is the tension. Okay, why? Because you are trying to pull down to oppose, the restoring force will be developed. And here, this is the tension at the other spring. And there, the same tension will be developed here. And here also, the same tension will be developed there. So look at here, with the hand he is trying to pull down, means T dot V is, angle is 180 Nana. So T dot V is, I write T V cos 180. Okay, at the hand, this part is over. And here come to T and V Nana. There also the angle between the two is 180 degrees. So plus T V cos 180. Okay, and you have to come to what? The block. Okay, even though the mass of block is not given, here I can take, these are the two tensions acting on the block here at this point, 1 and 2. Two tensions are acting. And the angle with the vertical each is making an angle theta with the vertical. So with the vertical, each is making an angle theta, means I can take here T cos theta and this is T sin theta. Okay. And second one here, this is T cos theta and the other component will be T sin theta due by resolving the second tension. Okay. So here after resolving T cos theta get cancelled, Nana. Then you will get T sin theta and T sin theta. 2T sin theta will act upwards. And here it is trying to go up only with a velocity V dash. So look at here, the 2T sin theta upwards and V dash is also upwards. Okay, so both are upwards, means angle between the T sin theta and V dash is 0. Both are in the upward direction. So in dot product cos 0, I write. Okay, so here additionally I have to write this term. Okay, so TV cos 180 plus TV cos 180 plus 2T sin theta V dash cos 0 equals to 0. Okay, then here you are going to get how much? TV cos 180 means minus TV plus minus TV, that is minus 2TV plus this is a TV sin theta V dash cos 0 is 1. So 2T sin theta into V dash equals to 0. Okay, so here what you are getting, 2TV is equals to 2T sin theta into V dash. Oh, sorry, what we did, Nana? After resolving, this will be angle with this line, means it is T cos theta. This is T cos theta. And here also the other component after resolving, this will be T cos theta. Means here you are getting, what is this? 2T cos theta. Okay. In the meanwhile, you also check, Nana, if there is a mistake, you can say, feel free. 2T cos theta. Here this will be 2T cos theta. It is also 2T cos theta. Then look at here, 2T get cancelled. V dash is equals to, you are getting V by cos theta. Look at, you got the same answer using my shortcut. Okay. That's why here no need to follow different ways, Nana. Straight away you can say, okay, in these cases. Okay. And that T dot A, until you consider the string as inextensible and massless, there you can use the shortcut T dot A equals to 0. Okay. Means, sir, can I use even in simple models also, sir? Yes, you can use even simple models also. How? Suppose these two are two blocks, okay, connected with a string. Very simple question. Suppose here, if you are pulling with a force F, okay, I have some doubts, are both will try to move with the same acceleration or not. Very simple. Here look at the internal force is T, here the internal force is T, okay, restoring force on the two blocks. And here both, suppose you are assuming moving with different accelerations A1 and A2. Since it is inextensible, you can apply our T dot A concept. So here T dot A means the TA1 into, they are in opposite direction, cos 180, plus here they are in opposite direction, I can use T, sorry, they are in the same direction, T into A2 into cos 0. Two blocks are there, equals to 0. I can say minus TA1 plus TA2 equals to 0. Therefore, you can write A1 is equals to A2 after cancelling. So by this shortcut, again, we proved that both will move with the same acceleration. Actually, no need to take this derivation, Nana. While solving the numericals, you already know, since it is inextensible, both will take same displacement, that's why same velocity and same acceleration in the same direction. Okay, that one, according to my shortcut, I tried to explain, okay, whether my shortcut is correct or wrong. So here I got again A1 is equals to A2. So here, whether you understood or not, okay, suppose here if I ask one question, suppose if I say there are two smooth rods, means which are in the shape of L, and here on the L-shaped rods, two masses like in the shape of rings can freely slide here towards right, here towards down, means downwards, and they are connected with a light inextensible string. Okay, means because of this weight it tries to come down and that tries to move forward. Okay, if I ask one question here, at an instant, suppose this angle is 37 degrees, and look at this is L-shaped rod, 90 degrees here. The velocity at that instant is some 2 meters per second. If I ask what will be the velocity of this horizontal rod, neglecting friction and all. Okay, will I give 1 minute, Nana?